Hey guys, Desolate Magic here. Obviously still not 100% on the throat. I don't know what the hell's taking so long for this to heal up. But anyway, there's more spoilers, so let's get to it. We've got Crushed Descent. It's a 4-cost counterspell and it has a mass 2. Oh, and also, it's not a counterspell, it just makes them pay 2 extra, which historically doesn't work very well. So when you take into account it also costs 4, and then a mass 2, you kind of want it late game when your opponent would have 2 extra mana. This is just unplayable. Next up, we got Confirmation. Yes, this is a real card, Teferi Time Reveler. So on turn 3 of the game, which is quite possibly your turn 2, each opponent can cast spells only anytime they could cast a sorcery. So you are absolutely screwed and you lose the game on turn 2. That's wonderful. Thanks for that, Wizards. We've already got people threatening to boycott the game if they actually print this and don't pre-ban it, which, take a guess if they're going to do that. I honestly don't give a shit what the rest of the card does. Let's move on. Kiora, Behemoth Beckoner. I guess she's showing up to the plane. She's a 3-cost with 7 loyalty, which is ridiculous. And whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Okay, kind of neat. Simic Beast Whisperer with her is going to be insane. And then -1 untap target permanent, including a land. I don't think she'll be untapping a Cabal Stronghold deck anytime soon, but that hybrid mana, boy, this is probably going to be a pretty expensive uncommon. I think they went a little far with the 7. Next up, Liliana's Triumph. I guess this is the open house promo. So it's an uncommon 2-cost instant. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. If you control a Liliana Planeswalker, each opponent also discards a card. Holy crap. That honestly is phrased like a Planeswalker deck card, but I don't think it is. So for 2, you force them to sack something. That is insanely powerful. Now, you don't get to choose it, so it's very conditional, but if the rest of your deck is kill and control, like this would go straight into Dimir control, obviously. So that's pretty nuts. Thankfully, it's another way to get rid of Carnage Tyrant, but he's never out on the battlefield alone, so we'll see. Next up, Augur of Bolas. We already knew this card was coming. It was already leaked. But yeah, this is the promo version, so you know, he does that scry effect, whatever. Let's move on. Dovin's Veto. Yay. Let's see if my prediction was right. Oh, it's a 2-cost blue-white counterspell. It's almost like I'm psychic or something. This one only counters non-creature spells, but this spell itself can't be countered. So, okay, I wasn't 100% right on that, but I knew it would be some kind of 2-color turbo counterspell. By the way, the art on this and the 2-color shading, freaking awesome. The problem is you can't just slot this in and say, okay, it's in the place of negate. Not really, not unless you're playing white, and even then, it has to be a pretty tight, like early mana, not come in tapped base, because, you know, you might have to maybe counter a non-creature spell on turn 2 or 3, like a Planeswalker, for example. Next up, a rare colorless land, very interesting. Taps for colorless, it's called Karn's Bastion, and you can pay for and proliferate. That's annoying. The problem is that would be really good in a Super Friends deck, except, oh wait, you need colors for that. You need a lot of colors for that, so I don't know if this will really see a whole lot of play in Standard, but this definitely has some implications for other formats. Next up, it's those damn SJW protesters again. Get the fire hose. It's Rising Populace. They're not happy with Nicol Bolas' social policies, apparently. So anyway, it's a 2/2 for 3 human. I'd say humans, but okay. Whenever another creature or planeswalker you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on Rising Populace. That is the greatest flavor card in the entire set so far. I mean, to outdo this, they'd literally have to print a card called, like, Immortal Sun D's Nuts, where it's like a guy breaking it in half over his knee. And it's like 30 feet wide, so I mean, that would be hard to do. I think they should have made this uncommon and had it start as a 3/3. It would have really been a crazy card then, but otherwise, this is pretty good. In like a black-white, like Midnight Reaper, I'm killing it on purpose or don't care if it dies deck, this would be amazing. Next up, Cruel Celebrant. Oh, girl, no, that hat. That hat, though. Orzhov really are a bunch of dicks. So whenever Cruel Celebrant or another creature or planeswalker you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Hey, you know that black-white, I don't care if it dies, lifelink, let's outlast you with ping triggers deck I was talking about? Yeah, this goes in it. I might build that. I might legit build that. Next up, Erratic Visionary. It's a 1/3 for 2. You can pay 2 and draw a card, then discard a card. Effects like that have never been terrifically popular. It usually means you're searching for some stupid combo piece, like this is like some glass cannon where you just have to get 2 cards to meet up to win the game, and that just doesn't exist in Standard right now. Not really. So I think that's pretty DOA. Next up, Burning Prophet. Oh, she about to bring some Dragon Ball Z to Bolas's front step, I'm just saying. So it's a 1/3 for 2, and it has almost prowess. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, which unlike prowess includes enchantments and planeswalkers, Burning Prophet gets +1 attack until end of turn, and then scry 1. So that's kind of neat. I don't like anything that'll help out Izzet, but this is a little slow, and they don't seem to need a lot of filtering. I mean, they've got Jumpstart, Draw, and Opt, so whatever. Next up, Honor the God Pharaoh. God, that's a lot of words. Oh, it's just that ridiculous brick of reminder text. So it's a 3-cost red sorcery, and as an additional cost to cast a spell, discard a card, then draw 2 cards and amass 1. So it's just a mass tacked on to Tormenting Voice. Or Voices, whatever that card is. And 3-color mass, I could see this actually being a very crucial part. Next up, Naga Eternal. I'm fairly certain that's a reprint. I might be wrong. Well, anyway, this is just jank filler. It's a zombie Naga. It's not even technically an army subtype, and or whatever a mass uses, and it's just a 3/2 for 3 vanilla. Wow. I mean zombie synergy, but like, who cares? Next up, Wanderer's Strike. This is interesting. So, well, I'll wait till the next card. So this it costs 5, and you just exile target creature, then proliferate. So it could be good, I guess. I wonder what she's cutting the head off of. It looks like some kind of weird alien robot dragon. I don't know what's going on. So next up, we've got the Wanderer, which, what? Now, I don't know the lore past about 3 years ago very well, but I don't remember a character called the Wanderer. I forgot who people were saying this was supposed to be when she was on the stained glass artwork. Honestly, I think I got the closest by saying it's a female version of Raiden from Mortal Kombat, because what the hell is the Wanderer? So anyway, uncommon, you get a 5 for 4 there, and prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to you and other permanents you control. Hey, that includes planeswalkers, isn't that fun? And Zoro here has a -2 that says exile target creature with power 4 or greater. Apparently this is an expert assassin straight from that game that I thought I'd remember the title of, where you kill the titans. Not the Kratos one, the other one. Non-combat is almost exclusively red spells. This would be funny to drop to just shut down red, but then again they could just use creatures. I mean, whatever, it's not an absolute answer, and it costs 4, which is a little late, and the ability is useless against red. I believe this would stop green's force fight ability in both ways that it's phrased, but that's the only example I can think of. I'm sure there's more. I guess like planeswalkers doing damage, like tap to deal damage, artifacts, ability damage. So I mean, it doesn't really prevent all that much, but whatever. Next up we got Samut, Tyrant Smasher. That's right, she's coming to wreck their crap. Bolas is gonna regret this. So for 4 hybrid and 5 creatures you control have haste, that is utterly ridiculous in a Riot deck, which is already overpowered due to the reprint of Gruul guy. And -1, target creature gets +2/+1 and gains haste until end of turn. And then scry 1, but creatures already have haste. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, the only difference is you could do that to a creature you don't control. What is this, a 2-headed giant card? I totally don't get this. I honestly think that it's a misprint, and they meant to say something other than haste. Well, anyway, this is going to make Gruul overpowered as balls. Next up, Samut Sprint. It's a 1-cost red instant. Those are usually fun. Target creature gets +2/+1 and gains haste until end of turn. Scry 1. So it's literally word for word her ability. Why they felt the need to put that on a card, I don't know. Whatever. Next up, Kaya's Ghost Form. Ooh. It's a 1-cost aura. Enchant creature or planeswalker you control. When enchanted permanent dies or is put into exile. Ooh, that's something you don't hear often. Return the card to the battlefield under your control. Hey, we already got a version of this. I think it costs 2 maybe. But it only affects creatures and it gives +2 attacks. So this would be pretty interesting. I don't know, people don't tend to like insurance policy cards, but I like this. I think it's wonderful. Hey, speaking of Kaya, we got Kaya, Bane of the Dead. Second female Ghostbusters movie confirmed. So it's a 6 cost 7 loyalty planeswalker. That's pretty rough, but your opponents and permanents your opponents control with hexproof can be the target of spells or abilities you control as though they didn't have hexproof. We needed that. Carnage Tyrant is a dick. Then -3 exile target creature. That is a fun little combo, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, that right there is why she costs 6. I think this is going to be insanely popular. This is like a better version of Profane Procession, or whatever that exile 3 creatures and flip thing is. Y próxima necesito traducir esto, except it's in Portuguese, so I'm not going to. Seriously, Portuguese, just stop. Stop with all the symbols and the hooks on the C and just switch to Spanish, my god. The way you spell things and pronounce things makes no sense. So anyway, this is On Crop Invader, I guess. It's a 2/2 for 3 in red, and as long as it's your turn, he has first strike, and you could pay 1, sacrifice another creature, and he gets +2 until end of turn, only +2 attack. That's not very good. Next up, okay, why would a modal card just have O at the beginning of every single one, when in English it doesn't say or? I mean, it literally says select one. You don't need or. You already told them to select one. Exactly one. Okay, anyway, Angrath's Anger. Everybody knows Angrath, best character in the entire story. It's a 2 cost Rakdos, awesome. And it's a sorcery. And choose one. Target player sacrifices an artifact, target player sacrifices a creature, or target player sacrifices a planeswalker. Holy crap. I have absolutely no idea what that flavor text says. None whatsoever. Thanks, Portugal, for spreading your awesome language. So anyway, this card's completely and absolutely insane. It'll be in every single Rakdos, either main board or sideboard. And next up we got Angrath himself, aka Angrath Capitão do Caos. I'm sure that's how you say it. Why is there like a slopey little thing over the A? I don't know. Get rid of it. Seriously, Portuguese, really. So he's a 4 cost total hybrid, very nice. Then we've got 5 loyalty. Creatures you control have menace. That's no joke. I don't know if we've got the creature support on those colors, but I don't know, mono red would. He's a little slow for that. And then -2, amass 2, straight up. Kinda makes it look like he's working for Bolas. I mean, his last card is just him like wrecking buildings and crap, so I don't know, maybe that would be a disappointment. So yeah, just another Bolas amass card. Waste of a planeswalker in my opinion, and his current planeswalker card I think is fantastic, so that's a shame. And next up, Gideon's Triumph. We got a 2 cost instant in white. Target opponent sacrifices a creature that attacked or blocked this turn. So it doesn't have to be during combat. It's kind of nice. If you control a Gideon Planeswalker, that player sacrifices 2 of those creatures instead. Oh, that's pretty spicy right there, because he's going to be played. So, wow. And FYI, you could do this in the middle of combat if you wanted. Oh wait, I lied, because people are going to be playing Teferi and you can't do shit at instant speed. Never mind, I guess you're taking the hit then. Then after combat, then you can cast this and get it countered. Next up, we've got a colored legendary rare artifact. You don't see that very often. Also, it's not equipment, so we already have a term for cards like that. It's an enchantment. Anyway, you drop it in for 2. It's legendary, so don't try to sneak 2 in, you dirty bastard. And you pay X, tap, discard a card. Look at the top X cards of your library. You may put a creature card with converted mana cost X or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. It's kind of Kamal's Druidic Vow with a lot of limits, but a lot of limits lifted, I guess. You would need a lot of mana to make this really work. I could see it going in Simic to go get like an Ooze or a Carnage Tyrant or something, I guess. I don't know. There's probably better things you could do with that much mana, but we'll see. And next up, we got Tater Tot's Tato Shield. So he's a 0/3 for 3, which is obviously on the train to Value Town already. And when Tater Tot's Tato Shield enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Wow. I guess he can target himself? That is absolutely stupid. Well, next up, it's Tater Tots himself. Does he not totally look like one of the Baldwin brothers in that one? Is it just me? Anyway, he is unsurprisingly defensive. He's 5 loyalty for 3. I mean, not bad. Then you have hexproof, so that's already a potential sideboard card for sure if you're getting nailed by spells. So you as a player cannot be the target of spells or abilities that your opponents control. And then -2, create a 0/3 white wall creature token with Defender. Never underestimate that. That can be almost as good in the right circumstances as a creature removal. I mean, if a Viashino Pyromancer can't get past the 0/3, it might as well not even be in play. So I like this. It's not overpowered. I like him. He's all right. I was hoping they would do something totally wild with him since he's a shield mage, like probably not like a tithe effect where they make people pay to attack because we have enough of that, but like a damage reduction effect where like all damage to you and creatures is reduced by 1. That would be freaking awesome. So that's it for today for now. We might have more come out over time, and I might make a second video if my throat doesn't explode. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next video.